All right, let's get into today's lessons, chapter 4. We're going to call this section 4.1a. We're going to focus on now, instead of graphing lines, we're going to write the equation of a line. And what we need to remember if we're going to get that done is that the equation of a line is in the form y equals m, which is the slope, x plus b, which is the y-intercept. So let's just get right into it. Look at this first example. How could you write the equation of that line? Let's see if anybody can help us out. So what do we hear in this case? Let's maybe assign some letters to these items. Slope is -3, so that number right there is -3. And the y-intercept is half. That's b, isn't it? So I guess if we want to write our equation of a line, we know it's going to be in this form. And I guess if we could just substitute those numbers into these locations, we'll be all set. So this is m. That should go right there. This number right here is actually b. And don't let it confuse you or trick you, because normally you see that slope is a fraction. B could be a fraction. So here we go. Y equals -3x plus 1/2. Now, if we wanted to, we could graph that. We've been practicing that, so we know what that would look like. How about part B? Okay, so once again, maybe we could assign some letters, and then we could think about the equation of our line. We know it's y equals mx plus b. Now maybe we could think, all right, here's my slope. It's going to go there. Here's my y-intercept. This number is going to go here. So we're not substituting anything in place of x and y. You notice that. And let's see what this looks like. So this would be y equals 0x. And you got a -2. Now you could put plus a -2, but there's no need for that. And I'm noticing something else. You know what? I don't think we even need this here, because 0 times anything is just 0, isn't it? So 0 minus 2, that's -2. Look at this. Here's the equation of this line. Now, do you remember what that graph looks like? Yeah, that's right. That is a horizontal line going through the y-axis at -2. All right, anyway, it's not good to know. All right, I want everybody to try those two. Let's see how you do. Okay, so let's take a look at your answers and see how you did. Once again, this is M, this is B. I mean, if you're ready, you can just jump right into it. So this would be y equals m is 7, x, and then b is 2. Okay, there you go. All right, how about number 2? How's that one look? Okay, number 2. Let's do the same thing. That's m, that's b. Let's jump right into it. So I know it's going to be y equals m, which is 1/3, x, and then there's b. Okay, you got the idea. So we're writing the equation of a line now instead of graphing it. Just reversing our thinking process. So let's go to the next slide. What if we were given instead a picture? Could you still write the equation of those lines? The answer is yes, of course you could. So let's focus on what are the two things that we need to write the equation of a line. Well, I think we all probably know this. Let's spell it out though. Your equation line is y equals mx plus b. So it looks like we need m, which is the slope, and b, which is the y-intercept. Now let's focus on part A. Can anybody tell me what the slope of that line is? Okay, so let's think about this. Slope is rise over run. We talked about this before, didn't we? I think we're prepared for this. We did these problems. So we're going to start at one point. I would suggest starting at the point to the left. And we're going to move to the other point to the right that are given. And you're going to move by counting squares. Let's try it. Let's see if we remember this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My rise is 6. Now move over. 1, 2, 3,
Mrs.
4.
Wilson and Jonathan, if you are still in the building, Jonathan's ride is here at the CTC building.
Okay, you probably heard that, but I'm recording this. The run is 4. So first thing I'm going to do is write that as a calculation. Rise goes on the top, run goes on the bottom. Now, both those movements are positive movements. Can we reduce that fraction? We can. Divide both those numbers by 2. So your slope is actually 3/2. Now, can you identify the y-intercept or b? It's a point on the y-axis where the line meets it. And here it is. You know what tips me off to this? Look at the ordered pair. 0, -3 means you've got to actually be on the y-axis. I'll prove it to you. What if I was a point right here at the origin? 0 means I don't move left or right, but -3 means I go down 1, 2, 3. Yes, I am on the y-axis. So B is -3. Okay, everybody, it's time to write that equation. So here it is. Y equals M X plus B, or just in this case, -3. Let's try part B. Can we calculate this slope? Now notice, this line's going downhill left to right, so I expect it to be negative. Let's try this again. Let's start with a point to the most to the left and move to the point to the right. And it's a good habit to always read your graphs from left to right. So this time, I'm going to need to go down. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 spaces. So that's a -3. Remember, I just went down, so that's a negative movement. Now I need to move to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4 units. And that's a +4. Let's write our slope. Rise over run, and that cannot be reduced. Okay, do you see your y-intercept? Let me help you out with this. So there's a point at the origin. Move up and down the y-axis until you run into the line. Well, going down here, I'm not going to hit the line. There it is. What number I'm at on the y-axis? I'm at 2. B is 2. Let's write the equation. Y equals M X plus B. Everybody try both of those. Let's see how you do. All right, let's see how we did here. Number 3. Let me get my slope first. So I'm going to start to the left and move to the right. I'm going to need to move up 1, 2. It's a positive movement. And right 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's write that slope as a fraction. Make sure you put the rise first and then the run below it. Reduce that fraction. It is 1/2. Next thing, let's find the y-intercept. All right, let's try the same thing we did before. So there's a point at the origin. I want everybody to move up or down until you hit the line. Well, here's the line right there. And what is that number on the y-axis? It is 1. All right, it's time to write your equation. Y equals M X plus B. And there it is. A couple things to note, or one thing to note, that slope is definitely positive when you look at the graph, and so is our slope. It's 1/2. How'd you do on number 4? Let's see. Start at the point on the left that's given, and let's move to the point on the right. This time I'm going to need to go down, aren't I? And that's going to be a negative movement. 1, 2. Make sure you got a -2 there. And then I think I'm going to need to move to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. Let's write the slope. Rise of -2, run of +5. Cannot be reduced anymore. Now I need to find my y-intercept. So where do we go to run into the line? You don't go up, do you? You're going to go down 1 unit at -1. I run into the line. Time to write my equation. Y equals mx. This time it's negative. B, there we are.